The tunnels are under the schools. The tunnels are under your home.
No wonder why it wasn't flushing.
But when they say there's shit in this fucking fog.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. We got a good one coming up today. Another hour banger for your Sunday evening, y'all. We got tunnels under schools, under your home. We got this crazy fog up in Northern California. We're going to get into all that today, y'all. Let's have some fun. Sit back, relax, watch the whole thing through. That helps the channel grow, and enjoy the show.
Here's the thing. You know what's crazy about China? There's not even 2 billion people in China. We all think China has 2 billion people, right?
That's what they always claim.
That's what they claim.
Right.
Here's two things. How is it that when the CCP took over in the 50s and they had that one birth rule, singular kid, how is it that their population grew since then? Does that make sense?
That's a good point.
Two, a Chinese national just came out and said, there's not 2 billion people in China. She says it's probably closer to 500 million.
That's it?
Damn, that's a big difference.
Yes. She said they've been lying because it's propaganda. They want to seem bigger than what they are. How do you surveil 2 billion people? Isn't 500 million way more manageable? And it's a lot of land. So that's the thing. And they have ghost towns over there. Right now, they built tons of like skyscrapers and all this other stuff. They were expecting all these people, but I think they did that by design. It's really not that many people over there.
Oh,
Wow,
weird.
500.
We have what, 300 here? 350?
Yeah, 350 here.
That's not much bigger than us.
I have a few Chinese friends, and the ones that come from small towns are small towns. So I don't know about the 2 billion.
I mean, that's what they always claim.
They
So I
claim
was
that, but
leaning
how
on
is
that.
that possible if they only had the one child rule for 50 plus years?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So they're lying. So that's the
Maybe.
thing. So it's much more manageable. So that's why they have the social credit score system right now. Like if you have a low score and you're hanging out with somebody else, your score drops. And then like if your score is too low, you can't ride the train. You can't get something to eat. There's videos where there's like, you see it on a board.
So you starve?
Yes. There's people starving in the streets right now.
Okay, how do you get a good score? What does a good score mean?
They're saying basically if you do good deeds, if you help the government.
If you do good deeds?
Yes.
Shit, this is Black Mirror.
You haven't seen Black Mirror?
Seen Black Mirror.
There's an episode where a girl is trying to like be a good Samaritan in society and it builds up her score. That's literally what's happening right now.
And that came out like 5 years ago.
You can't buy food.
No, you can't ride the train.
So you die.
Yeah. There's videos of people dying in the street right now in China because they have a low credit score. The shit is crazy. It's wild.
You think that's legit, y'all? I mean, we see these videos of China and they're thriving and do you think they really got, like, who knows? Who's been to China in the chat, y'all, in the comments down below? Let me know. Have you been to China? Is this legit? Because how we see it is like a dictatorship. If you don't behave, you're not gonna, do this and that. But when you see the subways are immaculate, the downtown is all lit up, it's beautiful, right? Let me know down below. Anybody that's been to China down below, is it as bad as we say? Pollution everywhere, masks all over, and it's just hard to breathe because the air's thick. I don't know what to
When they say
believe.
there's shit in this fucking fog, and I just been driving regularly. What is this shit right here? There's something in the fog that I can't explain, but I ain't drove to nothing but fog. And look at this shit. Check y'all shit, y'all. Crazy. Look, it's on that, but not on my windshield. What's going on? Ooh,
Ash.
they got asbestos in the air. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how they know this, but they're telling us that trillions of gallons of water will fall across California next week. I don't know how they know this, y'all, but do y'all see this over here? What is going on here? And then the skies of California are already looking apocalyptic. In a kind of good way, though. Check this out over here. Check this out over here, y'all. Look at this. Y'all.
All right, guys, so I live in Southern California, LA area. And I don't know if you guys that are here have noticed that the dogs, or I don't know if it's just my block, but the dogs have been going crazy for a whole week. Like howling así bien fuerte and weird, like if they were in pain or something. For all week. I don't know if this is, if they sense something that's going to happen, an earthquake. Pero es lo que yo pienso, no.
Everybody pretty much knows that when you start saying something into your phone or you start typing stuff into your phone's going to pick up on that and it's going to start showing you ads of what you've been saying or what you've been typing into your phone. people pretty much already know this, right? But have you noticed that when you don't even like say anything out loud or you don't type anything into your phone, you just simply just think about it, right? You're just thinking about something in your mind and it still shows up onto your phone. Like when you go into your apps and shit, like it shows ads of what you've been thinking about. And it's just so crazy and creepy to me, bro. It's like, how are these phones and how are these devices able to just know what you're thinking about? Like there's something inside these phones, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't know what, but it's very creepy and crazy. Like I don't know, bro. I can't imagine when the older generation dies off and when people my age are their age. Like I can't imagine how this world's gonna be like, bro.
Gross.
It's gonna be very fucking creepy.
Chicken fajita taco. Simple. Chicken, meat, some bell pepper, onion, and a tortilla. Does not need all that. Does not need all that.
There's a place in America where gravity bends, people shrink, and water flows uphill. But the weirdest part is the man who discovered what's really happening there burned all of his research saying that the world wasn't ready. This area is known as the Oregon Vortex and is one of the strangest physical anomalies in the United States. Just outside Gold Hill, Oregon, there's a wooded area known as the Vortex, and the second you step into it, something feels off. Visitors report a heavy pressure in the air, sudden dizziness, compasses refusing to point north, brooms standing upright on their own, balls and bottles rolling uphill, and people growing and shrinking, depending on where they stand. And the strangest part is that these effects don't just happen inside the tilted building, but they happen outside on open ground, with no tricks, walls, and no forced perspective. Even animals avoid the place. Horseback riders say their horses stop dead on the boundary line and refuse to take another step. The Oregon Vortex was first studied by a British mining engineer named John Lister. He was a geologist and a mathematician who worked in the area in the early 1900s. And while surveying the land, Lister noticed something strange. His compass drifted, metal tools acted weird, and the ground seemed to pull differently depending on where he stood. And that started a decades-long obsession. From the 1910s through the 1920s, Lister conducted experiments deep in the woods, trying to map what he believed was a spherical field of force. He wasn't a paranormal conspiracy theorist, and he wasn't a showman. He was a scientist. And he believed something was happening in Oregon that broke the known laws of physics. According to handwritten notes and witness accounts, Lister concluded that the vortex wasn't an illusion, but an actual distortion in either gravity, magnetism, or space itself. He claimed that gravity was stronger in some directions but weaker in others, and vertical force lines tilted inside the vortex. He also said that light bent in subtle ways, distorting perception, and the anomaly extended underground, possibly hundreds of feet deep. Another note was that animals reacted to something that humans couldn't sense. He even told coworkers he believed the vortex was a natural space-time distortion, decades before modern physics ever considered that idea. And then he did something unthinkable. Near the end of his life, after collecting decades of data, Lister gathered almost all of his notebooks, measurements, and diagrams, and burned them. According to the caretakers of the property and people who knew him, his final words about the vortex were chilling. Lister said, "The world isn't ready for this. They would misuse it." And when he died, only scraps of his work survived. A few diagrams, a few sketches, and a place that behaves in a way that no one has fully explained. Skeptics say that it's all just optical illusions, a tilted building and bent trees confusing your brain. But if that's true, then why do the effects work on open ground? Why do compasses drift and animals refuse to enter? Why do people feel pressure, dizziness, and weight changes? Even today, surveyors and physicists visit the Oregon Vortex and leave with more questions than answers. Some believe it's a magnetic anomaly, some believe it's a geological hotspot, and others think it's a part of a network of energy nodes, the same type of place linked to Sedona, Skinwalker Ranch, and the Bridgewater Triangle. So what exactly did John Lister discover in the Oregon Vortex? A glitch in gravity, a magnetic distortion, or a natural warp in space-time? Maybe it was something even stranger. Something that he thought humanity wasn't ready to understand.
Music.
I've been to a vortex in Sedona, y'all, and I don't know if it was I was a little dehydrated. I did a long hike before and it was hot. So I didn't have much water. I don't know if I was just lightheaded, dehydrated a little bit, But as I was climbing up that vortex, trees were twisted, bent weird, and I just felt nauseous walking up the vortex. I don't know if it was dehydration or what, but I did feel something different. But when I got up there, I was fine. I started drinking water and I was good. But there's something to those vortexes, and they're all over Sedona, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this right now, and I'm gonna blow up a big industry secret. Yo, a lot of people keep thinking like there's like one or two niggas in the music industry with herpes. I found out some new information. Most of the same people that keep fucking with the same people, they all got herpes. So it's like, yo, this is a herpes club. Respectfully, like, you know, no one's getting shamed for it. It's just that, yo, you got it. They just kind of it turns into a new dating circle. I'm not saying that's what this is at all, but I do think, like, you know, when people keep putting it out like, oh, yo, you're fucking with so-and-so, you're going to get a disease. I'm like, half of these people in the industry, they're in like circles where it's almost assumed that everybody in that circle got it. Just to let y'all know.
God put a limit on how far you can go in the waters. So they say, oh, we only explore only 5% of the waters. We only explore 5% of the ocean. It's only because they're only allowed to explore 5% of the ocean, or less probably. And here's why. In the book of Job, God says that he put a limit on the seas and on the waters. Hold on. Chapter 38 of the book of Job, it says, this is God speaking to Job. He says, who shut in the sea with doors when it burst forth and issued from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and the thick darkness its swaddling band. When I fixed my limit for it and I set bars and doors. When I said, this is as far as you may come, but no further. And here your proud waves must stop. God is saying that he put a limit in the waters. Hold on. Above, below. He not only put a limit on the waters, he put a limit on the skies. I won't go too deep, but listen to me. Listen to me. Y'all are here with me. There's a limit on how far we can go. There's a limit here and there's a limit there. You just heard, this is from God's mouth. He is speaking back to Job about his omnipotence. He's telling Job, who am I that I do these things? Do y'all want to see the verse again? Probably not. But what I'm saying is God put a limit on it. They can't. Y'all think that humans have the ability to do whatever they want? They don't. They don't. They don't. I'll leave this with you. I'll leave this with you. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave this with you. Very interesting. And this wasn't even playing. I just looked to my left and it was right there. Praise God.
The less you eat, the less you move, the less activity, the longer you live. The guys that run the marathons, you think the guys that work out stay healthy? No. We die the most because we're pushing ourselves. And the harder you work, the more your cells die.
The more and more I watch things, like the more and more we don't know. I think now they're saying the less you eat, which I agree with, the more you sit around, the less active you are. Now it's just like every year there's something different, right? Every year there's something different. Like, oh, now you shouldn't intermittent fast because it's not good for you. Where just last year that same doctor was saying it's the greatest thing ever. It's just, I think they're just trying to confuse us, y'all, because they want us to stay fat. They tell us don't move. They tell us move. They tell us fast. They tell us don't. They tell us eat this, don't eat that. Next year it's eat that, don't eat that. They want us to keep us fat because that's how they make their money, y'all.
Had any inkling that this might come his way and that he intentionally chose to move forward?
A month ago, he wrote me this: please pray for me. I'm under the gun on something right now. Prayers appreciated. You tell them the truth. Anyway, on our way in, we had drone footage of the crowd building. And Charlie had it on his phone. I said, Charlie, I don't like this place. There are too many buildings. Charlie just kind of brushed it off because, look, we have a security team.
Aren't they always talking at schools? And like there's buildings always at all his speeches, right?
And he wasn't going to cancel an event. And as far as we knew, the university police were there and they would scout out the place and put people in appropriate positions. I don't know any of the details on this now, but that was the thought anyway.
Well, it looks like it was only a matter of time until Megyn Kelly turned on Candace Owens. This obviously comes shortly after she had Erica Kirk on her show.
Stop requesting or requiring the FBI or the DOJ to update its evidence for you. You're not the target audience. They're trying to preserve the integrity of this case for when they get it in front of a jury, who are the only people who matter. I'm sorry, but their opinion is the only opinion that's going to matter in this case.
Man, oh man, Turning Point got to you. Don't worry, the comment section is doing us justice. Calling Megyn out for investigating the Idaho College murders for a full year and a half before the trial was even set to begin. I thought you weren't supposed to ruin the integrity of a case before it hits trial. Megyn got the call from Turning Point USA. Totally knew it was only a matter of time before you threw Candace under the bus. This one I found really interesting. It's funny how everyone is coming out at the same time speaking out against Candace Owens. I feel like a mass email went out this week because everyone who was once maybe a little quieter about Candace Owens is now coming out to say, hey, we don't support this. And just like that, Megyn Kelly was bought. To say I loved when Megyn Kelly spoke out against Ben Shapiro, making up things that Candace supposedly said on her show. You almost had us, Megyn. You almost had us.
I mean, I never liked any of them, y'all. You can just tell they're not authentic. They're not authentic because they don't speak against their party, right? So they're paid for. The Republican Party pays them. That's why she's jumped against Candace, because Erica Kirk is part of that Republican Party, right? She's up there with JD Vance, Trump. Well, no shit. She's part of the party, y'all. Anybody that goes against that, that's the end goal. It's not about Charlie Kirk's legacy. It's not about any of that. It's about keeping Republicans in power. That's her job. She's out there to preach that and make her money off Charlie Kirk. That's what her job is. And these other social media people that don't go against the grain, don't say like, hey, where's the Epstein, man? You talked the big game about it, and now you know what I mean? When all that was happening, they were silent on that. That's what let me know they're all paid for. They're all paid for. And the ones that go against the grain and they get attacked for that, those are the ones that are paid for.
Very personal to me because these are Charlie's last words. And I feel like they were almost directed to me. And he's basically saying, stop. The world does not revolve around you. You need a moment to breathe. You need a moment to recalibrate. If you are so filled with busyness and the noise, the Lord cannot use you. So please rest, be with the Lord, be with your family, and just know that there is so much more out there than the little busyness that you find to be drowning in it sometimes.
Nope. I don't like it. I don't like that. You know what I really don't like is she keeps making everything about her. I feel like he wrote this book for me. Okay, then why do we need it? And did he write it because nobody trusts you? And why did you go on a book tour to tell Candace Owens and the rest of us to stop, and it magically is printed hugely on the front of the new Charlie Kirk book that you're promoting, that he wrote for you, because everything is all about you now and us stopping. Can somebody recon the Erica Kirk book tour before she ruins every ounce of this man's name? Please, someone, make it stop.
Nobody wants to say anything about Erica Kirk because she's a grieving widow. And so that's just decency. Nobody wants to attack a young woman who lost her husband to a vicious public execution and now has 2 fatherless children. That being said, nobody would be saying anything if she went home and grieved. But she didn't do that. She immediately assumed control of Turning Point USA, which already was one of the most influential, powerful, conservative nonprofits and for-profit entities in the conservative movement, and which became far more powerful after Charlie died because of his apparent martyrdom. So within 72 hours, she becomes Charlie's successor. And now she's in Washington, D.C., it seems, all the time, with J.D. Vance, with Donald Trump, with all these other powerful people. Now, I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I don't like when people take tragedy or a sob story or something that's emotionally impactful and they use it as cover so you can't ask questions or criticize. And I feel like that's what is happening here. like I said, if she were a widow grieving, no one should or could say anything about her. It would be out of line. But we're not talking about Erica Kirk, the grieving widow. We're talking about Erica Kirk, the president of Turning Point USA and close personal friend of J.D. Vance, heir apparent of MAGA. We can't ask questions about who this person is. We can't criticize or be skeptical of who she is because she cries. See, that I feel is manipulative, and that I don't like. So when people start to tell me for emotional or moral reasons, you can't ask that question, that's when I get even more suspicious. So Erica Kirk, I don't know her, and that's sort of the thing. Who really is she? I don't think anybody knows, actually.
Y'all remember the movie The Mist? Is that not exactly what's going on with California right now? Is it not eerily similar? California is covered in radiation fog. Yeah, if you didn't hear me, I'll say it. A radiation fog is covering California. And it's in California now. But it's only a matter of time before the gust of wind sweep it everywhere. Not to mention the ring of fire that is kicking up all these toxins and ash and everything like that, which is where this fog is coming from. And it's only just getting started. People and animals having all types of crazy symptoms. Yep. We're going to have to start paying for oxygen. Buckle up.
It is, y'all. What are these, tree roots or what? It's disgusting. It's got to smell like...
So you might need a bigger bag.
Yep, I wasn't expecting that.
That's insane. No wonder why it wasn't flushing.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna clear that.
Yeah.
I wonder it wasn't flushing.
One of the things I don't think folks understand about the flooding going on in Washington right now is we don't have emergency responses like they do down in the South for things like hurricanes. Like occasionally a river floods and maybe like a house floats away. The news is saying this is the worst it's been in recorded history. People are not prepared for this. Like at all. Entire towns are like completely underwater. To the point where it's dangerous to even continue having a town there. Like, we're gonna have to relocate entire towns. And a lot of the people that live on these lands that are being flooded, their insurance does not cover flooding. The people that live in these areas, a lot of them are lower income because they're floodplains, but no one ever expected them to flood like this. Washington's not okay right now. My hometown is not okay right now. I am seeing so much footage all over the news of places I recognize where I grew up that are never going to be the same again. This will have ripple effects for decades, if not generations. Like, our Katrina's happening right now, and I don't hear hardly any people outside of Washington talking about it. So if you could help me bring some attention to what's going on and the seriousness of it, that'd be cool.
See, there's just no one talks about it because, like, think about it. When Hurricane Katrina happened, what was it? 2006, 2000. I think it was like 2006, 2005. Like, there was no social media. Right now, we're being bombarded with things like, oh, another flood. There was just a flood, in Ruidoso. There was just a flood in New York. There was just a flood yesterday, right? So we see these things happening all day, every day. That when something like that happens, that's a big deal. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it matters, but like they don't put energy into it like they did with Katrina. That was all over the news for a long time. Like, we got terrorist attacks happening, and it's in the news one day and the next day it's done. Y'all think about it. A terrorist attack happening and it's in the news one day and out the news the next. That's crazy.
Well.
But he was not messaging people the day before saying,
I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
Well, look who it is. Miss, I ain't
Have
got
his cell
time to
phone.
answer questions about my husband. But you've done 2 more interviews since my video that I posted yesterday, with that being one of them, and then the CBS interview dropping tomorrow. Now, there's 2 things that stood out to me with this clip. Number 1, Candace said that Charlie was done with the pro-Israel cause, and he texted multiple people and said that. Those people came out and said she was lying. She ended up dropping the text messages with them on the text thread, showing that she was telling the truth. But you had his phone the whole time. So why didn't you come out and validate that Candace was telling the truth? Do you let your Turning Point family go at Candace, say that she was lying, got caught in a lie, then said that how dare her drop private information when you had the evidence to prove that she was right the whole time? Then after her proven to be right, you still think that she's the crazy lady and Turning Point USA is your family. Then number 2, I think Erica may have took the bait, because her saying that Charlie never sent messages out saying that his life was in danger and they're after him and threats, her saying that he never sent that out because she has his phone, when Candace has been saying plenty of times that he has sent several messages out, one of them specifically being the night before. If Candace comes with that proof today, because I feel like she's been holding on to it for this moment.
I was gonna say, put him out.
If she comes out with that proof today and drops the name, Erica, Shabbat Shalom. I don't know what that means, but in this context, that means you're cooked.
I don't know what that means. It does sound like you're cooked, huh? Like it's over. That's funny. Shabbat Shalom. It's over. It's a wrap. All right, I'll stop. That was funny.
They is really trying to get over y'all with these pennies. You can only get $5 worth of pennies now. Yeah, I bet they gonna get them pennies.
The highly requested Holland Tunnel. Let's get into it. Listen, 1920, 7 years. What kind of cars or trucks did they have above ground that they were able to drill underground? I don't even know what they were using. I tried finding some things, some underwater car ventilation system. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Try to make it make sense. If we question one thing, we got to question everything. You can't question a building. Like, yeah, but we were able to drill underwater in 1920. 1920.
Wait, this is going underwater?
1920 that you think we were able to drill underwater. What were the trucks looking like? What were the trucks looking like that you were able to move that much rock underwater? Like, make it make sense, Holland Tunnel.
Anytime you're looking for a copper cup, you want to take a magnet and make sure it does not stick to that cup. If it sticks to the cup, it's not copper. But pure copper, when drinking out of it, will help elevate your energy, increase mental clarity, and get the stomach going. This is why they used to have copper pipes in all the houses. Copper is also really great at blocking radio frequency.
When Erica Kirk was asked, "Where is Charlie buried?" and her response was, "Can I just have one thing? My children, can we just have one thing?" I don't give a fuck what your political party is. You're gonna tell me that's normal? Can I have one thing? I just need, we have one thing. And then she was like, "We're creating the most wonderful, magnificent museum vibe structure, whatever, for Charlie at Turning Point USA, for him to be buried on the grounds." Mind you, he was not an employee of the federal government, so he obviously should be privately buried. Not gonna find him at any of the forts or at Arlington Cemetery. JFK was buried at Fort Myers, I believe. But you mean to tell me you have this man on ice still? Because you need to build a structure worthy of his greatness on the grounds of Turning Point USA? It would be imperative that you do at least one normal thing. We can't just do one normal thing, just like bury him in a normal time frame.
Tupac Shakur is not dead. Biggie Smalls is not dead. Robin Williams is not dead. Prince is not dead. Kurt Cobain is not dead. Charlie Kirk is not dead. There's so many more I can name. So many more that I can name. They're not dead. Their characters were assassinated. PSYOP, public ritual. Their characters are dead. The physical being that is playing those characters, they're not dead, folks. I'm sorry. It's true. I don't care. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I don't care. I stand in what I know to be true. I know that it's true because facial birthmarks, teeth, DNA, that stuff does not lie. So they can only play the game as much as they can play it until people can actually see the same being playing those characters through the different characters. Every person I just named is not only alive, but I can absolutely show and prove it to you. So the next video I drop is going to be, we're going to do one at a time. Now, I'm not the first person to come out and say this. I'm not. I'm definitely not the first person. There's a lot of people, but I'm going to be the first person that actually pushes it because they're showing it, but they are not understanding the magnitude of their discoveries. These people are fucking alive. That means that everything we know is bullshit.
Now, I heard something. I have no idea where I saw this. This was a long time ago. And this dude was saying there's the underground cities where they put these celebrities that die. That's where they go. And they got everything. They got gyms, restaurants, banks. They got everything. So I don't know. I forgot. I wish I could find that video, y'all. I wasn't even, it was before TikTok was even around. Like it was deep in the YouTube archives, y'all. So I have no idea where that went. But I did see that clip of that guy saying they're underground. That's where they go put them at.
This is how you know how scripted and rigged the NFL is right here. Look what the NFL did. They intentionally added this event of the Green Bay Packers versus to be decided in the NFC Championship game. And this is by no accident. This is by no coincidence at all because these leagues are scripted and rigged. Now, they could do a complete 180 because they also have the Bears hosting a NFC Championship game too. So this is very interesting stuff indeed because something else they posted up too was the Steelers hosting a playoff game, and the Steelers haven't even won the AFC North yet as of the time of you watching this video. So again, this is by no accident. This is by no coincidence. These leagues are rigged. And again, they could do a complete 180 and rug pull everybody.
How can you reverse a cavity without doing a root canal? You just do a little coconut oil and pearl powder. Your cavities are just basically your teeth are either not being nourished, number one, or they're just starting to fall apart from your diet. That's pretty much what it is. So that's what develops a whole cavity situation. Now the whole root canal or that whole thing, or if you have infections in the mouth, you can do coconut oil and dragon's blood on that area, and that can help out with also the regeneration of the gums.
Look, big dog, this is super random, but when did we start saying 2025 and 2024 and our years like that? Because I feel like up until COVID, up until 2020, we were saying 2015, 2016, 2019 and all that, right? But I feel like 2020, we like rewired our brains into saying 2015, 2016. That sounds normal now, but like up until 2020, I swear, I might be making this up, but we definitely were saying 2000 and whatever the year was, if that makes sense.
Do you guys understand Walmart as a rental company? Like, I don't think you guys get it. Walmart is a rental company. You guys can go there and rent literally anything you want. Just take it back. Literally, just take it back. Like, I love to go camping. I go camping all the fucking time. I don't own a tent because I'm going to go get the biggest fucking tent from Walmart and I'm just going to go give it back to when I'm done. And they take it back every single time. Every single time. I got this one buddy. He literally It's like, I don't have a big enough TV to host a Super Bowl party. We went and got him the biggest fucking TV Walmart has. After the Super Bowl, we returned it. Because Walmart's a rental company. I generally don't think there's nothing you can't return from Walmart. Like, I've seen people try to return shit like food and stuff. And sometimes they do it. Like, I'm just telling you, Walmart is the greatest rental company you could ever stumble across. So, like, please, don't think you ever can't do anything. Like, you need fishing equipment, you need lawn chairs, you need whatever. Go to Walmart, get it for the day, use it, and just take it back. You don't even take it back the same day. You got like 2 weeks to a month to bring that stuff back, dude. Just don't break it. That's all you gotta do. And if you're gonna actually use the stuff, chances are you're not gonna break it. And guess what? You're gonna get the money back, and you have a good time and a memory. What is there to lose?
There's a phenomenon where people blow out the ice smoke into the air in front of a light, and they start snapping pictures. I'm talking some of the most bone-chilling, evil, revelatory images that I've ever seen. Dragons coming out at you, demonic faces, and it's a phenomenon. It's the demons in the smoke, and people all over the world have seen it. It's like there's something there. And these aren't AI. These are people who've kept these photos in their phones for years. You can tell that they're real. What is that? Is that our brain wanting to see something? Or then when we show the picture, everybody sees the same thing? It's because it's real.
I've seen Erica Kirk in real life at church since Charlie died, and I will tell you that the performance in real life is as bad as it is on TV. I'm talking reserved front row pew, bringing her whole entourage, not her children, showing up late, tapping her eyes when she walks back from communion because it's the one time that the whole church can see her because she's in the front row. And before you jump down my throat and say, oh, it's security purposes. No, it's not, because this church has a side section that is closer to the exit that she comes in and out of, and where only probably about 5% of the church would actually be able to see her if that's where she was sitting. But no, front row seat, the whole circus. I'm not sure whose idea it was for her to go on this media tour. All it has done is confirm for those of us who were holding on with a smidgen bit of benefit of the doubt that this woman was genuine. Out the window. We cannot unsee what we've seen. The conservative leaders who are out there defending her have all capitalized on Charlie's death. They've all acted like he was their friend, and they have all turned his death, his public execution, which thousands of us saw, into their own moment to push their brand, to push their podcast, to push their social medias. And then those people who aren't famous, who are still defending Erica, what Erica did the other day on whatever freaking show she was on, to call it a sickness of the mind. That is exactly how control-based groups, cults, fundamentalist religions gaslight and undermine anyone who dares question the authority, dares question the narrative being shoved down our throats. It's to undermine our sanity, to undermine our minds, to undermine the state of our souls and our relationships with Jesus. Some of us identify it and recognize it as the tactic it is, and it's disgusting. We need God because we need the truth.
Why we don't get that same energy to chickens and cows and shit that we eat every day? Like, why do we not question, like, all right, did this cow watch his goddamn dad die to be a steak for a chosen purpose? Just real shit, though. Just think about it, though. Not on no funny shit, just on some. But I'm saying, why don't we put that same thought into their life?
No, what I'm saying is,
but you only feel like that because you have a human brain. So in your brain, you feel like your life is more valuable than an animal's life in your brain, just naturally. That's how we are. Yeah. So we put deep ass thought into goddamn humans, our life. And when somebody lose their life, we have a funeral. We do all these things. We celebrate because we look at it as way more sacred as a human losing his life. But who gives us the power to say our life is more valuable than anybody's life? Another human, any living thing.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
So niggas never say, do dogs go to heaven? Do chickens go to heaven? Do they go to hell? Because animals don't never sin. And they kill like a motherfucker. And that shit ain't a sin. A lion gonna kill every day to eat.
It's intentions.
Murder. He's committing murder. He's walking up on a deer or a goddamn pig. He's sinking his teeth in the neck. He making sure it's dead before he even eat it. Because lions don't even like to eat food alive. So they're going to kill your ass first, then eat you. Right?
Yeah.
But we don't even question if animals can commit sins. We only apply that shit to humans.
Yeah.
Just real shit, bro.
It's intentions, yo. A lion's intention, Well, I don't know because there's mountain lions. They say that they just kill for the game. They just kill for fun. They don't even eat that animal, right? There's some lions, mountain lions that do that. That's how cats are. Cats will just kill for the game. So I don't know. Is that considered a sin? Because their intention wasn't to survive to do that. Their intention was, just to play a cat and mouse game, right? But like with humans, it's intentions, y'all. Like if you someone breaks in your house and they're you're protecting your family and you off somebody, I feel like you're cleansed for that, right? Your intentions were good, but if you go break into somebody's house and off their family, well, your intentions ain't good. That's you got some blood on your hands with that, right?
Did you know in Israel, before a child is born, the government sends them a
I need a
stipend,
new computer chair,
and they
man.
receive this on the 20th of every month. And they can access that money when they turn 18. And the amount of money that they will have when they turn 18, each citizen, is $330,000. So, a country we are giving billions of dollars to aid to, each one of their citizens has a $300,000 nest egg prepared for them when they turn 18 by the government. So, our government steals all of our money, and the country that our government gives a lot of our money to gives all that money to their people. That way they are completely comfortable and have everything that they possibly need. While American citizens have to choose between paying rent and buying groceries. What do you say to that? If that don't make you so mad, the top of your head wants to pop off, then you didn't listen to anything I just said.
So
And then they have you over there fighting. They have you over there fighting, protesting in the streets for this president or for this president. They have you fighting, or for these illegal immigrants. They got you out there fighting, or they got you out there fighting, divided when they're just laughing at you. And then when there's a funeral and you see the hot camera, right? The hot mic, you see those two fierce enemies that I hate Obama. I hate Trump. I love Obama. I love Trump. You see them over there cracking jokes, laughing like they're at a little barbecue, right? Chilling, drinking a beer together while they got us fighting. And they're giving all our money away. And you still got that hat on, right? You want the change, you gotta be the change. You want the change, we gotta come together. We gotta come together and be like, enough's enough. But they're good at what they do. They are very good at what they do.
reported that 20 plus people were just shot at the Brown University. And I gotta say it again, y'all. Once again, another mass shooting at a school. What's going on, fool? Why is it always at a school? That's first of all. Second of all is, why is there so many mass shootings? People mental is duh. I don't know the severity of the people who were injured. I'm hoping they pull through. But if you want to stay updated, you already know what to do. This is some of the audio.
From Brown PD looking for a male. What he's feeling is he's wearing a mask. That's all we have at this point. All black clothing with black face mask. For direction? No, negative.
So I'm guessing that audio was from a little earlier because they did say they got somebody in custody. At this point, I'm just trying to understand what's another alternative. Because I know it's in the back of the people's mind now, like, how can we be safe? If this is happening every week or so, it seems like, how can we possibly be safe? You never know. It could be at a school near you. It can happen today, tomorrow, right now, any second, any time, any minute. It just make you think, bro, like, what is the motive behind these shootings, bro? I still don't understand it. But like I said, y'all want to stay updated, y'all already know what to do.
Yeah, like what's the motive? Just kid had a bad day, had a bad week, bad month, bad year. I don't understand it, y'all, but there was one that happened overnight actually in Australia. And there was two at a beach, y'all, at a beach. I think he killed like 12 people. There's two of them though. and they didn't look like, well, I don't know what Australians look like. So, but they didn't look like Australian. They looked like they were from somewhere else, but there's two of them. That's the scary thing that we haven't witnessed for a long time. There hasn't been more than one active shooter in one spot. It's always just a lone gunman. But out there was two, y'all, and that's scary, yo. That's scary. We'll probably have some clips on tomorrow's video from that because there's some good Samaritans out there, but
Party's finished is where the video was going, so we're gonna leave. I'm not involved, I'm not staying.
If I told you Epstein never died, his Moloch God protected him.
Why would they kill him now? He went to jail for the same crimes the whole night.
I told you, Larry. How could you fucking? I was locked up there 100 times. There's no way you could.
It's really double jeopardy. He had amassed a lot of information on people. Was he a Mossad? He was definitely groomed by Mossad for sure. Right. And then at the same time, this guy was having some of the most brilliant minds on the planet. Yeah. On his island for research purposes, big science conferences. Right. But the only thing that connects all of these people together is who they consider God. That's why he have a temple dedicated to Moloch on his island. What's the god of China.
Oh, Moloch. Yeah, okay.
Now we talking. Yeah, they
Go
all
down
work.
that way with him. Yeah, let's go down.
Pull up the video of Lady Gaga swearing to.
I'll learn we're on a fucking world stage. Nothing's gonna be surprising to you. They got literally a card game, Illuminati card game with all these damn pre-planned events on it. Like, it's just real simple shit you can look at and be like, oh yeah, this is a simulation.
Are you ready to give a riveting speech? You're gonna change lives.
I thought I was finished with that. What do I have to do now?
It's never over.
You what? I said I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No. Once we're done, we'll get out of here.
Now what do I do here?
Same thing, talk about you. We'll make some new questions.
But I don't have the...
Yes, you will. Yes.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Penny, like 5 pennies.
where's his family?
Who saw the video of the woman who randomly got a microscope and decided to put breast milk under it? This video, like, I've been thinking about it ever since. Like, it needs to be common knowledge that breast milk is literally like unicorn diamonds. I mean, it's insane. And then she showed it dried, which looks like crystals. And she said she's going to do formula next. So I cannot wait. I'm going to link her below.
Everyone had been assured that no catastrophic storm or tropical cyclone would ever hit Galveston. They vetoed building a seawall. So they built this beautiful orphanage out by the sea. There were 10 nuns and 93 children. They were at the orphanage the day of the storm. The water starts rising. They take all the children, take them inside. They have them practicing a song that they're supposed to perform in town to keep a sense of normalcy for these children. And while they're doing that, the walls crashing around them. The nuns and the children were all tangled up in the debris, which landed pretty close to where the Walmart is. And they were Catholic. They can't put them on the funeral pyres that they're starting to light around the city because they don't believe in cremation. So they bury them where they find them. Many years go by, and before you know it, you have the most haunted Walmart in America.
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
Wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this.
Is there any idea why Diddy would want to poison Jamie Foxx?
You get called to testify. If you on camera and some of this footage, and you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, it's ways in this industry.
A lot of people always wonder and ask, why do Vietnam veterans not like to talk about what happened over there? And it's because they more than likely graped some shit. And not only that, but they more than likely saw most of their friends get killed, saw their officers, their commanders get backdoored by low-ranking soldiers. And on top of that, their own government was pushing them to kill and basically pillage as many opposing enemies as possible. So while there were a lot of older men who was just hungry to kill something. There were a lot of younger boys who just got drafted and were forced to go overseas. The same thing that is happening in Sudan is the same thing that Americans were inflicting on the Vietnamese. I don't know if anybody knows this movie, but it was a movie made a long time ago about. It was a story basically about Vietnam, and in the movie, the dude literally was about to get shot by his comrades, I guess you could call them, because he did not want to participate in a gang rape of a Vietnamese woman. So it was so bad to a point, and you can say, "Oh, it's just a movie," but no, this is just facts. It was so bad that these people were forcing other grown men to participate in rape. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but more than likely, the men had to grape some shit to literally stay alive, or they would have got backdoored by their comrades. Not only surviving probably one of the worst events in human history, but living to tell the tale. That's why most of them don't tell that tale until they're on their deathbeds, because it is so fucked up what was happening around them and what them people were doing to other people.
I cannot believe the amount of young people who show up on set with their phone.
Oh, yeah.
And what you were saying about hypnosis, let me tell you what's a destroyer of collective imagination.
Yeah.
Is our phones.
I was reading an article today, and I think it was Psychology Today, about a study that they've done recently on the impact of social media on cognitive function for children, and that it's just fucking nuking their brain. Nuking
How old are
their
your kids?
I have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old and a 28-year-old.
So what is your, because my wife and I go through this all. They want it so bad. And yet you, as a parent, you want them to be happy. And all their friends have Instagram. I know it destroys my brain. Yeah. How could it not hurt theirs? I find my own powers of concentration are suffering. I'll be reading a book, which I used to do all the time, and every 10 pages I take a break to look at my phone. What's happening? Why am I doing this?
Right.
You know, what? So, but they want it so bad.
Yeah.
And I want them to be, how do you handle that?
I do not put restrictions on my children's use of social media, but we do have discussions about it because I think it is an inexorable part of modern society, and I think there is a social ostracization that comes from eliminating social media, telling your kid they can't have a phone. I see it in other kids. I don't think that's the solution.
My daughter is loving you right now. She is just like, see, because she says, teach me to be responsible for it myself.
Yes.
Help me do that.
That's what I believe.
That's all you can do, but still.
When we were thinking about what restrictions we were going to do, we went on this walk with this really good friend of mine. Richard Linklater is an amazing person. And they tried to, my daughters hit him up of what he thinks. He said, I don't know. All I know is that the most important thing is to be your own best friend, and that this is a slight obstacle to it, that boredom and sitting still with yourself is a membrane you kind of have to pass through. And if you can make best friends with yourself, then your best friend is always with you. And so that's been my solution too, is to say, all right, there aren't limitations, but let's all sit down and look at, I'll show you how much I looked at it. How much did you look at it? How we doing? Do you feel, is it helping? Is it hurting? Because what you're 1,000% right about is it's part of the social structure of their lives.
Yeah.
And to isolate them from it is to, you can't pretend that doesn't have negative side effects.
Well,
was it code?
It does. Like I said this before, like that's their life. I know we got a lot of older people that watch, Segovia Reacts over here. And, I lived without internet and I lived with the internet. So it's not like a part of my life, but these kids that are, in high school now and in middle school, this is it. This is their life, right? So you can't take it away. Right, but there's something with this phone. Like my son's 11, he's gonna be 11 months a week from today. He'll be 11 months old. Now I don't give him this. I don't give him this. But if it's right there on like next to me while I'm feeding him or whatever, he wants it. Like there's something with this. I don't know what it is. Even when it's off, just a blank screen. it's something about this. Like I can have a toy or this. 10 out of 10 times he's gonna reach for this. And it's not even on, right? His toy's colorful, it lights up, and but if this is just like this, black screen, black everything, he's going for this. There is something with this phone that is addicting. Even when you don't even know what the heck he don't know what the heck this is. But it's just a trip when, I can do this test. I can put this phone right here on the floor and I can put his toy over here. 10 out of 10 times, I guarantee he's going to reach for this phone. There is something with this, something energy coming out of it or something that is attracting us, y'all. It's a trip to see.
There's no COVID. That doesn't stand for anything. That doesn't stand for a flu. It's a certificate C of O, vaccination V. ID, identification. 19 is A. 1 is A. I is 9. That's a code. Very primitive code, not even a good code. So whatever they were dispensing was a technology to go into the blood. And when they start to release these frequencies, those things become activated. And the people become violent, the people become aggressive, people become crazy. And these are the realities. And the people whom were safe were people whom closed their eyes.
Yo, bro, it's like, how the f can you make that, bro? This one is from an overnight security guard that worked at a cemetery. He basically just explains how he low-key just hates working at the cemetery because you're working around stuff where dead people are. And he's recording inside of a crematorium.
couldn't do that.
Where people get cremated? Yeah. So he walks further into like the room where like all the urns are at. And then he hears the top of one of the urns move. And kind of like levitate a little bit? A little bit, but like, I don't think you can fake this at all, bro.
Lights, they turn off automatically.
That's how it looks like. Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you right now,
only when he points to the furnaces.
That he would see and hear things coming from these furnaces when they're burning the bodies. They usually put the urns out to send to the families. So when I'm walking here at night, I walk right by these urns that it
watch.
And then I come down. Freaking out.
You couldn't do that, y'all. I believe it. I'm gonna tell you guys my little ghost story that I've said 20 times already.
Yo, bro, it's like, how the f can you make that, bro? It went inside. Yeah, and then it like tilted a little bit. And then keep watching what happens, bro. Okay, get the f out of here, bro. Nah, what the f? There's nothing there. Yeah, nah. Look.
It's easy to say like, no, that's fake, but I was at the mountain. I used to run Estrella Mountains in Avondale, Arizona. And I was out there with a lady friend, right? It was nighttime. Like, let's go chill on the mountain and let's just look at whatever at the start. We were sitting on my tailgate, right? And, you just start talking when you're in the dark, pitch dark, right? No lights. You just start talking about scary things. It's natural, right? And I brought up, there's a porta potty right here, by the way. There's a porta potty at the beginning of the trail, right? And I just brought up, why are we scared right now? We're just scared because it's dark out. Like if it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we were talking like this, we wouldn't even be scared. We'd probably go hike, right? It wouldn't even be scary. And when I said that, there was a force in that porta potty. That door kicked open like somebody was inside and kicked it with all its might. Like boom, that door opened like that. So I believe that, y'all. Like he was looking for something, right? I was asking that, like, why are we scared? And it told me, you need to be scared. You know what I mean? And that was one thing. That was one ghost story that I have that there was nothing in that porta potty, y'all. I looked. We both looked. Nothing in there. And we took off. We were out of there, y'all. But you know, that's I believe that was real, y'all, because when you're out looking for something and you're talking like that and you feel that energy, it's gonna come out.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's possible to fake the earn thing.
Oh, how?
You can have some sort of sticky share, like
What?
Biggest mistake I ever made as a parent, in my opinion, was letting my children go to public school. Second biggest mistake was letting them go to a school at all. The purpose of school is to manufacture employees for businesses. It's not to teach your children to be smart. There's a book that I would recommend highly. It's called Weapons of Mass Instruction by John Taylor Gatto. He was the 5-time Teacher of the Year in New York, in the state of New York, 5-time Teacher of the Year. And he became totally disillusioned when he realized that the purpose of being a school teacher was not to teach math. I think that maybe he taught English or math. He said, I became disillusioned the day I realized my job was not to teach math. My job was to teach school. Think about it. In school, they teach you that nothing is important. How do they do that? It's the only place that you will ever work in your life where you work on something for 45 or 55 minutes and then a bell rings and you close your book. You won't care about that anymore until tomorrow. It doesn't make any sense. The reason they use bells in schools is because that's what they use on the assembly lines. Lunchtime, ring a bell. Okay, go to lunch. Ring a bell again. You come back from lunch. The whole thing was programmed for a stimulus response. We still tell our children, well, if you want to do well in life, you got to go to college, get a degree. The only reason we tell them that is because that's what we're expected to tell them. We haven't really thought about it.
This man refers to a quote that John Taylor Gatto used to often say, that public instruction moves kids from bell to bell and cell to cell. Brought to you by BJU Press Homeschool.
During the Super Bowl, there was a commercial about a secret celebrity island. Did you see this, fam?
Which one?
Fam, and no, this is not the regular celebrities. There was cameos of every celebrity that died.
What the fuck?
So it would be a girl passing around beer. Tupac would be there.
What the fuck? Wait, what is this?
Hold on. And then, do you know Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
He would be in there too.
Wait,
Fam.
Marilyn Manson's alive,
no.
Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe, my fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe would be in there too. Fam, so there would be a ship in the commercial where it would go close to the island and the guy with the binoculars would be like, who's that, everyone? And Bruce Lee would come out of nowhere and ring the bell.
What the fuck?
Everybody on the island,
I'm gonna find that
go into your
for
hiding
tomorrow.
places. The binocular zooms in. Oh, Captain says nobody's on that island. Bam. How did this slip by everyone?
Wait, this is a Super Bowl commercial?
Yes. You want me to show it
Let
to
me
you?
see.
Oh my.
You gonna show it?
You'll just see the camels and laugh, man.
I didn't see this actually.
Look.
I remember
And
this.
try to name all the celebrities. Ready?
That's Elvis.
Yeah.
Tupac.
I forgot the name of this guy right here. Hold on, that's coming up.
That's
He told us right there in that commercial, yo.
Hold on. Who's that?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain, fam.
Wait, who's beside him?
I don't know.
John Lennon.
That's John Lennon?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. And then look, Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee's crazy.
The Menger Hotel, they say it's insanely haunted. We've stayed in the Richard King suite. He died in that room. The bed frame is the same. Mattress, of course not.
Mattress.
I had the spirit box. Richard King did come through, his name. Same night, I did wake up feeling like a bucket of ice was poured on me. In an instant, woke up, goosebumps, and then I was hot again. Somewhere's going on here.
It's not a bad night.
No.
Just didn't wake up and you were floating.
Fortunately.
Do you see that news story recently that was it happened in Spain? This woman was doing a experiment and she was going to be living in a cave underground for 500 days. The only human interaction she had was, I think it was like weekly or monthly visits from doctors just to check on her, and that was it. And they wouldn't update her on anything. They wouldn't tell her what day it was. They would not do anything. And so she laid under there. There's videos of her doing like workouts and exercises and stuff and vlogging, pretty much just telling her experience.
Right?
No sun at all. 500 days. Then they pull her out and she's like almost resisting because she thinks it's only been, what she's been tracking, only been 120, 150 days. She only believed it would only have that many days had passed.
She just lost complete
lost time, everything. I mean, imagine your sleep cycles, how messed up they would be. Absolutely terrifying. Think about being alone in a cave for 500 days.
Nope.
Do you see those cave exploring videos? Like when they're crawling?
We talked about this before in the podcast, but it gives me so much anxiety. Have you seen those videos?
The world is weirder than you think it is. Scroll if you get freaked out easily, because these facts are going to blow your mind. 1. People who live at the top of buildings age faster than those that live at the bottom of the same building. Time actually moves a little bit faster at the top of a building than at the bottom of a building because of gravity. 2. We can only see 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. So what does this mean? Many things are invisible to us. X-rays, microwaves, gamma waves, radio waves. We're living in a world that we can barely perceive. Number 3, you actually never really touched anything. On an anatomical level, the electrons in your fingers repel the electrons in an object. So what you feel is actually your neurons responding to that resistance. For every time you remember something, your brain deletes and rewrites part of that memory. Did you know any of these? Which one freaks you out the most?
I feel like planet Earth is just a resort for 500 rich people and the rest of us are just staff.
The tunnels are under the schools. The tunnels are under your homes. The tunnels are under hospitals, airports, hotels. We live above the dark system.
Because even in, Back to the Future, 9/11 was in Back to the Future.
Yeah, it was. The, what they call it? The Twin Pines?
So the Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah.
So when Marty McFly goes to see Doc, it's the Twin Pines Mall at 1:16 a.m. You flip that around, what do you get?
9/11.
9/11. But then when he comes back again at the end of the movie to try to stop Doc from getting killed, it's the Lone Pine Mall. Because when the towers fell, what stands now? Just one single tower.
What I wonder is just like, does anybody ever ask like the writers any questions? Like that, we need to sit down with like the writers.
Sit down.
I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, because even in, Back to the Future, where he sends his dog 1 minute into time. So they show the watches right before he sends his dog to skip over 1 minute. It's 1:19. Flip it again. And you get 9/11.
Again.
How do you do that in one sitting?
All right, fam. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Gonna get going on my second channel right now. I got a good video over there. Nobody wants to have children no more. Nobody wants to have children. We're gonna get into that on the next episode. I'm gonna give my opinion, of course. So if you guys want to see that, it's going to pop up over here, my second channel. Also, link is down below, Segovia Reacts 2.0. If you guys are interested in that. If not, I'm going to throw a playlist up here for you guys to go down that rabbit hole, y'all, if you guys enjoy these videos. But I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I got to watch my Cardinals get whooped. I know I still watch them, even though they're going to get whooped, but I'm going to still watch it and get some good food in me, y'all. So I hope everyone out there has a good Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm going to see you on Monday on the next one, y'all. Later.